Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the GameStormers.
GameStormers.
No, quiet. 30 stations, no. Can you tell that it's 3:30 in the morning?
I don't know if they would hear what you said, because I barely fucking heard what you just said. Greetings and salty stations.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello, Mick. Hello, J-Mac. Hello, Taffy. Welcome to the GameStormers.
We are here to take you through E3. This is the first one. This is the EA conference. Oh dear. You heard Barry? Oh good. Did you understand Barry? But does anyone ever understand Barry? I guess we have the same level of comprehension as usual, so we're probably good to go. Now look, straight up, we're going to be eating breakfast. Like, that's happening.
just so you know.
Like, not even pretending. Like, we're good to go. We've got some... indiscriminate, how do I get rid of the brand of this?
Bob.
Who knows where we got our breakfast from? Literally wakey, eggs and bacon. That's what's happening. So we've actually got plenty of time before the conference starts. It starts at 4 AM. It's 3:35 now. So we're just going to shoot the shit for a bit, talk about some of the stuff that you guys expect. If I can work it out, we'll throw up some trailers of stuff that... we've found, but we'll see. we'll see what happens. But yeah, so, you know, EA's kicking off. It's a weird one to kick off because EA's kind of left a sour taste in everyone's mouth after Battlefield 2. But, you know, there's some stuff coming out from them that could be interesting.
Yeah.
So, we're just going to have to... you know, knuckle up, wake up this fucking early and just do it. I'm hoping some of the BioWare components of it are going to be interesting.
Hopefully Anthem's going to shine through and show that it's going to be an actual non-disappointment.
Yeah, like it's... After Andromeda, I'm hoping that a lot of the money went into Anthem, and that's why Andromeda was bad. Like, yeah. I want to be able to say, oh, okay... that was bad because of this next amazing thing that's going to be cool. Yeah,
it wasn't shit just because it's shit.
Yeah.
There was some sort of rhyme or reason behind it, and that Anthem is going to be pretty much the Mass Effect that we deserved.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. I'm really concerned.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does seem like that game had a lot of amazing things. So I haven't played Andromeda yet. I have got it. I haven't played it yet. Apparently there's some really cool elements in there. And apparently, like, the start of it's really great, and then some of the mechanics they introduced at the start don't actually appear later on, so it's like, this is going to be amazing, but we ran out of time because half of our team was taken to go somewhere else. Maybe.
Just imagine, like, half the team just, like, have, like, Hessian bags over there. It's like, just wheeled out, like, well, there goes our graphic artist. Yeah. Welcome to Anthem. You're in a better place now.
Where am I?
We're making a real good game.
We've brought you into a perpetual game where the loot boxes are never ending.
Yeah. What a wondrous world.
Peak EA. Yes. So what are you guys excited for? Just buttered up some sweet crumpets.
Oh, delicious.
Actually, so far no one's even talking about EA, they're just talking about their various breakfast foods. Apparently the order of importance is breakfast, EA. It's probably breakfast GameStormers random chats than EA.
Yeah.
I think. That's my... Yeah, exactly. I'm just excited to be hanging with you guys.
We're excited to be hanging with you guys too.
We're actually looking at ourselves, which is a bit weird.
It's strange.
Because we're actually going to watch... Yeah, that's going to be weird. We're actually going to watch the E3 conference through the OBS screen because we just were scrambling to set this up. So I've got like a browser window that we're capturing. It'll work fine. Now, when the conference actually starts, we haven't discussed this, but we'll discuss it with you as a group. Do you want us to fuck off? Because we can.
And just come back.
And just come back after the conference. Do you want that? Or do you want us to, like, have witty GameStormers anecdotes as things happen on the conference? Generally speaking, most major media distributors fuck off, just piss off.
Okay.
And then they come back afterwards, which we can do that. And we can just all watch it together, and we can be on the chat, I guess, and do it that way. It's up to you guys.
Oh, shit.
Like, down the bottom, just like patting some guy on the head. Nice try, mate.
Yeah, people.
Where's fucking Anthem?
Like,
heckling from the front of the screen.
Yeah.
What are you doing? This is bullshit. Yeah.
Show us your loot box.
Stormers. Yes, I think at this time in the morning, we're definitely not brainstormers.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be super sloppy.
Rough and tumble, if you will.
So let me open up. I made a little quick Google keep.
I don't want to see it. I want to keep.
This is the pre-show. This is the pre-show. We have to talk about stuff. I've not written much here. Barry, I'm like, hey Baz, did you do much research? And he's like, I want to come in really clean there, Chris. I want to just watch it real clean with the Stormers for the first time. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, except we're doing a half-an-hour pre-show where we're going to discuss what's coming up. Oh, fuck, Chris, I did, oh, shit, fuck me.
I'll just mention a lot of loot box things.
I'll just really bag them out for half an hour. It'll be great.
Oh, lordy. I'm ready to add no value.
Well, okay, so remember a game that you liked that I did not like?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, that's one.
Cool.
That was published by EA.
Okay.
Called Just Cause.
Oh yeah, I had a hard on for that game. I always thought, that it was not just cause, as in it was a just cause to be fighting for. I thought it was like just cause. Like, hey, just cause. I blasted him up, just cause. Like, okay. Honestly, that was like for the first year of that game coming out. That's what I thought it was.
They used to like, why are you guys going into battle? Just cause.
Yeah. You're doing it again? Just cause too. Oh, far out. And yeah, so it suddenly like struck me. That reminded me, remember that game, Reach the Boiling Point?
Yeah.
What was it called?
You're gonna reach the boiling point. That was literally what it was
From
called.
the east to the west. Oh, boiling point.
Reach the boiling point. He's like, what? I remember that game that's like... That's like Boiling Point? It's called Boiling Point. From the east to the west. You're gonna reach the boiling point. They had a theme song back in the day.
Exactly, Mick.
Just cause.
Just cause.
Some of you youngins may not remember this, but back in the day, games used to have independent install shield installers.
Yeah, they did.
You know, you didn't just install things through the magical like abyss that is Steam and just click a button and then the game was done. And yeah, Just Cause had the music. They'd made a theme song because the installer took so long that you had a song that was like, from the east to the west. We're gonna reach the boiling point. Oh, that was the best part of the game.
That was, yeah.
That game was like this from the installer. We're like, this is gonna be amazing. And then, boo!
You play like, what is this absolutely buggy mess?
It was not good. Oh man. Hey, Conqueror! Welcome. Oh man. So, Just Cause 4. There's a good chance that's going to be announced.
Awesome, I think.
Well, you know, sorry, let's go through the obvious ones.
Okay.
So, in their description, they've already said.
Right, so I'm just having a small attack. It's fine.
What is it?
Just don't mind my heart palpitations.
They've already said
it's a good idea, actually.
That they're going to be talking about Anthem. That's guaranteed. So Anthem's definitely going to be talked about. Battlefield 5.
Yep.
Definitely going to be talked about. A lot of people are pegging a Skate 4 announcement.
Oh, I certainly hope so. I never played any of them, but I've seen the... Have you seen anything to do with the skate games?
Look, I'm not going to even pretend that I have. I know that it's a really beloved franchise, though. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Just Cause 4. Yeah, there you go. Skate 3 servers came back on there. There's a lot of like interesting things leading up, yeah? So that's quite possible.
Yep. That'd be good.
Just Cause 4 was leaked. Just the fact that it was going to be in stores. Which company was it, guys? There was one that leaked like every single game by accident because they preloaded it into their website.
But like
because the companies were telling them.
Yeah.
And yes, exactly. Yes, that's what I was saying. So I reckon a lot of companies this year have deliberately leaked just to get ahead of the news cycle.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. We feel like E3 is slowly the same thing that happened with the big tech conference in January, CES, where companies are now starting to do their own conferences.
Yeah.
So they do their own meetings beforehand, and they do stuff beforehand to try and like capture the news cycle before it gets to the main event.
Yeah.
So this same stuff's happening. Like Bethesda was really, really smart with the Fallout 76 teaser. Just out of nowhere. Just like, yep, here we go. There it is.
Oh shit, you can't miss the
They're like,
presentation now.
not enough. And then, honestly, the only thing I've been thinking about is, what the hell's Fallout 76? So yeah, it's really, really smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we think that a lot of these were, yeah, exactly, a Steam poster leak. And there was also, it was like Best Buy, I think, or something like that. And they basically had preloaded every single game that was going to be announced as a pre-order, and it was meant to be hidden, but they weren't. So they were just all there.
Could you imagine like getting on the Best Buy website like, oh my
like, what's
God.
going on? I'm pretty sure it was Best Buy. But yeah, like that's where some of the Bethesda games were leaked. Which we'll talk about when we get to the Bethesda stream. We're not going to cross talk about other stuff. Yeah, so a lot of interesting things that have been popping up. But I think a lot of it's on purpose.
Yeah, that's clever.
So what else? There'll be a lot of sports stuff. So obviously this year's FIFA World Cup, so there's going to be probably FIFA 19.
Finally. I was waiting for them to come up with a sequel to a worthy successor. So, been waiting like a whole year for the next one, and I'm so excited that it's coming out. Let me just kick balls with men.
Yeah, that's a different game.
Oh yeah, FIFA 19 should be right too.
That's Fondling 2019.
That's what FIFA stands. What do you think FIFA stands for then, buddy? Fondling in front of everyone.
Yep, that's perfect.
Told ya.
Are you following the Ghostbusters rule of not crossing streams? Yes, it's very important.
I'm sorry, I can't relate.
Oh my God, have you actually not seen?
There's something strange in the neighborhood.
Who are you gonna call? And Barry's like,
Barry doesn't know.
I'm not sure. The police?
Yeah. Please.
Hopefully they can help us. Conker's challenged us. Who has the better EA Sports voice?
Oh, you gotta get close. You gotta get close
to the mic. Yeah. All right, you go first.
All right.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Ooh.
Did you like my early morning in the game?
I know our voice. My voice actually is good for the mornings. My voice goes deeper.
Shit, I was like,
you're like EA Sports. Ooh, damn, that was good.
Ooh,
I think the mic helps. All right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Here we go.
I'm ready to get my butt busted.
You ready? EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oh, that's a close one, I reckon. Shit.
Ooh, we can't use the banana potato rule because we're both fucking legends.
Banana every day.
Okay, guys, vote. Was it Chris or was it Barry?
Oh. Barry Banana.
Oh,
that's what they call me.
Conker is Switzerland.
It's like, wow, everyone was amazing.
That's right. Everyone gets a participation award.
Like, Sandra being a race. It's like, everyone ran really well. You all get first. Like, oh, cool. Thanks.
Johnny finished 20 minutes later, but he really tried. There was a lot of spirit there.
Look, you looked great out there.
Oh, the East German judge gives Chris a 9.5 out of 100. So what are some of the sports games? Look, I'm not even going to pretend that I care about sports, but apparently FIFA 19, pretty safe bet. It's the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah,
they've already updated FIFA 18 to include the 2018 roster.
Okay.
Recently. Okay. So there's going to be probably Madden, NFL 19.
Yep.
Pretty much you just take every game and put another number.
Babbitts Ball, Hawkins.
Yeah, Sports Ball 2019.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lootbox 2019. That'll actually be an added feature of every game announced by EA, which is pretty exciting.
How inclusive, that's so great.
Well, do we think that FIFA 76? I love it.
Wouldn't that be amazing? That just, like, when he said FIFA 76, and I heard about what Fallout 76 may be, it might be like an online thing. Imagine if there was a sports game, 11 people each side, but each one of them is an online player. Could you imagine how just awful of a game that would be? Like,
I don't know.
Everyone's just running towards the ball. Like,
nobody would respect any of the normal rules. That would be the only sports game where the players themselves are heckling each other instead of the audience.
It's just like your own team. Like,
oh, you fucking noob! Fucking, you don't know how to fucking kick. Go back to school, you piece of shit.
There's like a line of people in front of the goals, like someone would kick and the other person would intercept it as a pass, try and kick, intercept as a pass, try and get the goal.
That actually sounds like a sports game that I would get behind.
Sounds like a holy fun.
Oh man. We need to actually, we should find, because we need to eat these, because, not that we're going to say the brand.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Ba-ba-beep-boop-boop.
Yeah.
Food. We need to eat these because this particular brand that we're not going to mention, their food tends to get pretty shit if you leave it for too long.
Anything longer
You can't say Mook generic muffin. That doesn't make sense. You left the brand name in. Oh, Conker. We'll forgive you because it's 3:50 in the morning. Oh, man.
You're forgiven. It's not forgotten.
It's like, yeah, McMum branded. Oh, man. Is this generic brand? No, not at all. You guys are sponsoring the stream. It's only our Patreons that sponsor the stream.
Taffy, that only makes it more delicious, alright? Let's be honest.
We need a
Sorry.
we need a what's the broadcast error screen that comes up?
Oh,
the technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll be right back. So
that we can just we'll come back and just like halfway through it. Shall we? I haven't actually tried how the fuck we're gonna do this, but
10 minutes.
Can we try and find an Anthem trailer to get you guys pumped?
If they made a song about that, would it be the Anthem? These are the questions that go through my brain, Chris.
It's the Anthem tune.
Join everyone, it's the Anthem theme song.
Come on down to the Anthem tune.
Could you imagine the lyrics? This is the Anthem. It's the Anthem.
Anthem along, everybody.
Yeah.
Really,
I'm an anthropologist.
An anthropologist. That's great. All rise for the anthem, national anthem.
There's a stand or kneel during anthem.
Oh man, but it's the EA one, so it's Australians, oh let us work. Oh fuck.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for the loot box that gives me the next line of this song.
You have to pay per instrument in the backing. Only there's like one drum, like. So you're the full song.
And then one guy logs in, he's like one of the guys that pays for everything. He's like, bam, bam, bam. Oh, hi everybody. Yes, how's it going? No, everybody's on equal grounds for this game. Oh, you've only got just the trumpet section. Well, nice try. Well, look, I've been playing this game for a really long time. This game just came out today. Yes, well, that's right. But I've actually unlocked all of the instruments of the anthem. Yes. Did you see these like coins in the back? Oh shit, sorry.
That's actually one of the instruments you unlock, just like the jingling bag of coins that you pay to interact.
That's the only instrument you get at the start of the game. Oh man. I hope EA announce a like band game now. Everyone gets maracas, but they're just filled with coins.
The maracas are empty, they've got a coin slot on the top, so the more coins you add, the more maraca it sounds like.
It's empty! It's like shaking and it doesn't do anything! Oh man.
Please insert $2 to continue.
It's so good! You're like, my maracas aren't working. Oh, yeah. Look, we had some feedback on that as well. We actually found that if you just put money into them, that will actually generate some of the sound that you're looking for there. Alright, man, have fun, get out there. Or, if you actually play the maracas for 40 hours, then you will actually unlock some coin-like substance on the inside that will make the maracas work. So
you get tokens as you play.
So just have a really good time, guys, alright? It's equal graphs for everybody.
Absolutely,
it's great. Alright, now get up there, and if you miss a note, you'll lose the game.
You have to uninstall.
You're like shaking their maracas, but I'm hitting all the notes. No, we can't hear you, man. I can't hear you properly. Have you got any coins in those maracas? I can't hear you at all from back here. Hysterical storms at 3 a.m. Yes. We've gone loopy.
Yeah.
We've gone loopy.
The free-to-play players are just like...
Now, actually, Metric Dunn has given us a story to read, but I don't know if he's here. So...
Maybe it's a post as a warm down.
Yes, Guitar Hero, yes.
You have one string, and it's not tight.
Alright guys, let's take it up a notch. Oh, fuck. A boom, 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 boom. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
Or it's like VR and you only have one hand, so you're just like...
All you can do is strum.
You're like...
One other guy comes in, he's like, oh, hey guys, it's going...
Wow.
Wow. How'd you do that, man? Oh, yeah. Look, I've been playing the game for a really... It just came out today. Yeah. It's all happening again. I love it.
He jingles around his guitar like...
That's right. Yeah, sorry, you've unlocked the basic guitar, which is also a maracas, which also has no noise in it. Oh, man.
Anything's maracas if you got money in it.
That's right.
Oh, fuck.
A life lesson for you all. Okay, there is 6 minutes, 5 minutes now, until the conference starts, and we will have that streaming for you all. We'll hang around. We'll try not to talk as much because we are clearly hysterical. We actually might turn our mics off and disappear for the first 5 minutes to just eat our breakfast.
He's like...
So I think you'll just hear like AM... What is it? ASMR?
Oh, yeah. Hey guys,
this is actually quite nice.
Yeah.
I wonder what the conference is going to be. Oh, fuck, the mic's on. Okay, so... what are you guys looking forward to? Nobody really mentioned. Everyone's just been talking about food and just very confused about what the hell is going on. But we're having fun. This is really actually what I expected.
Yeah, this is what I love.
That's what we Oh man, everyone's real weird this time of day.
That's perfect. Well, for Meg,
I was gonna say, Meg, you don't have an excuse.
Yeah, it's like midday, man.
Australians all must pay to win. Wait, oh, it's a song!
Australians all must pay
to win for EA loves Microsoft. Oh, we lost it. With golden coins and cash to spend, the cost is off the rails. That's great! Awesome. Oh, man. We need to record that whilst, like, standing with the Australian flag in the... or the EA flag in the background.
Oh, man. With features bound as loot box gifts.
I hope I get that skin.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like... it's like a bit like... With blue means rich or rare. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, these are the colours.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's amazing.
That would be so... That's such a good idea.
That's so fantastic. We're definitely going to do that because once this finishes, like, we're just awake sitting here.
Yeah.
And we have nothing to do for a little while, so let's make that happen. Conker, if you want to flesh out... If you guys want to flesh out the lines of that, we've got a few that we might add, and we might just actually fucking do it.
We have to all stand for the EA national anthem. For the EA anthem.
That's right. All stand for the anthem. Yes! Yes! Oh, it's happening.
Killing it.
Oh, guys. Shit. This is why we do the GameStormers.
Yeah,
for this shit. For this crazy shit. And you are getting full unfiltered Stormers at the moment.
Yeah. This is us, baby.
I would be honored. Thank you, Conker. That would be amazing. Okay, so 3 minutes, guys. What are we excited for? I'm excited for Anthem.
So am I. I'm still really just... I'm concerned. I'm concerned about it because it's EA who have got to buy... who are behind the reins. So who knows what's going to happen. I really want it to be good. Excuse me.
Jeff's like, Fallout 76. That's not this stream. That's not this one. I'm excited for that as well. Maybe. But it's not this one.
He's just excited.
But no, you're right. Yeah, Anthem... Look, BioWare made some amazing games.
They certainly did. Like all the Mass Effect series, funnily enough, except for one of them, were fantastic.
Yeah. You know, and the games they made well before that, because they were involved in a lot of the Wizards of the Coast games, weren't they? So Neverwinter Nights, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate.
I don't know.
Was it Baldur's Gate? I don't remember. Yes, I know, Taffy. I know.
And Mech, we are absolutely excited for bashing EA. Most definitely. Making barbed comments.
Oh.
Ooh, that is prickly.
Ooh, that's a prickly comment. Okay, so it is starting in 2 minutes.
Oh, shit.
So we'll get switched over in just a sec. Like I said, we will disappear for the start of it because we're just going to have some breakfast. I'm sure it'll just be... They'll do like a trailer reel anyways. So we won't. They always do that. I'll just start off and it'd be like, and then it'd be like, EA cares about gamers, and then it'll show all the games that they've made, and then I'm sure Battlefront 2, they'll sneak it in there as well. They'll be like, gamers were delighted this year, and Battlefront will be there, and everyone will be like, what the fuck's going on?
Everyone will be like, they're all lies.
Actually, I was checking out the stream, so they already had an hour ago before the stream started, although the cheeky guys did put happy generic breakfast.
Thank you very much.
Yum. They already had 45,000 people watching.
Shit.
But they did start their stream an hour ago to put a timer on the screen for an hour that just counted down. And there was already 1.2 thousand dislikes.
Oh, whoa.
a lot of likes. I was like, wow, you guys are disappointed in advance. Like, you're just getting yourselves ready to go.
Like, I know what I'm up for.
Man. Alright, so it's about to start, guys, so I'm just going to get this set up.
Steering wheel. There are forces.
You'll get some audio crossover.
Get ready.
Here we go. Because we are literally just running their stream. There it is.
Get ready for the peek back.
Alright, it's happening, guys.
Oh,
Let's go.
E3. E3.
Now let me just get this all nice and big size for you guys, everybody. Okay, goodbye for now.
Oh my gosh, how cool was that? So that was Anthem. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But welcome everybody to EA Play. I'm Andrea Renee, and while you might recognize me from the gaming community, I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year, EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and host the show. And I think this year is going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready because we're about to kick the press conference off. But before we do that, EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Right behind these doors, there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where thousands of gamers can come and play games for free. Now, inside the theater here, there are hundreds of community members from all over the world who are going to be capturing, streaming, and getting their first impressions of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. But before we can get to that, we've got some reveals, of course. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Now, I know Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can clap it up. Last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys. Any World Cup fans? You guys excited? Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Then we've got 2 new indie games to share, and then I'm going to come back towards the end of the show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty look at Anthem. And of course, yeah, we got the woos for Anthem. I'm into it. You want to do this with me? Well, it wouldn't be fun, you guys, if I told you all the secrets at once, right? Well, give him a break. He needs to just enjoy the show. So without further ado, let's get things started.
Right, it's time to kick this thing off. It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting, there's been a lot of speculation, and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization actually works, and you want to know more about our take on the Second World War. So today, we'll show you more gameplay and why this is the deepest and most immersive Battlefield yet.
It certainly is. You will be able to dive and smash through windows to surprise your enemies. Where previously defenses were stationary, you will now be able to move these weapons around on the battlefield and gain advantages. And our renowned destruction system is back and more impactful than ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing you for you, as they rip through those buildings. And you will now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but for the looks, as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5. You're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems here at EA Play from our community. So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Yes, let's do that. So we want to tell you about those untold stories that got us excited to start with on this game. It's about, what you will see is really those moments of human heroism. It is about witnessing the war through the eyes of the men and the women who shaped the world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war. We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordly's war story over at the Xbox briefing tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse. Something not to miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey through the Second World War. No loot boxes, no premium pass. Every day will bring something new. And as part of that journey, after launch, you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
It's Royale. It's Royale reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of Battlefield with destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So we will bring you experience that you haven't played before in Battlefield or anywhere else. But more about that later this year.
So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield so special. It's the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox, and this time, it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
Ikke en dråpe. Jeg elsker deg.
Sus!
Quando eu era criança, sempre sonhei em tornar-me um campeão. É preciso determinação e vontade de vencer. Até mesmo nos momentos mais difíceis, tu tens de continuar a acreditar. Esta é a tua oportunidade de te mostrares ao mundo. Tu és um campeão.
That's the UEFA Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where the world's best clubs compete and icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game. And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's own Vince Staples for collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision for how the Champions League comes to life in FIFA 19. And Lena's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
As Aaron said, the UEFA Champions League is an amazing addition for the game. It's where football's biggest heroes like Ronaldo and Neymar clash every year. And it's the place where champions rise. And you've been asking for this for a long time, and we are thrilled that it's here. And that's why we're bringing the Champions League across the game. There'll be an authentic Champions League tournament mode. Your club will chase this trophy in career mode. Alex Hunter will pursue Champions League glory in your story mode, The Journey, and in FIFA Ultimate Team, there'll be live and authentic Champions League content. And we'll share more details on that, along with all our other Ultimate Team features later this summer.
And all of that's just the beginning. As you know, the heart and soul of FIFA is gameplay. And this year, we're giving you the tools to control the pitch in every moment, from your tactical approach to the match to each technical touch. And we know how passionate you are about gameplay, so we've worked hard to shape and refine our vision for FIFA 19 with input from our community. From hands-on tests with beginners to detailed feedback sessions with FIFA pros. And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can tell you right now is that the quality bar in gameplay was raised yet again this year. So we look forward to everybody experiencing the game on the hands-on sessions this week. And also, of course, we're extremely excited for everybody to play it when we launch on September 28th. And that's our FIFA 19 news, headlined by the UEFA Champions League. But I just wanted to take a minute to pause and reflect. Standing next to this trophy is a little bit surreal. You know, growing up, there's two iconic trophies that every young player dreams of winning. And for your club, it's this one, the pursuit of Champions League glory. But for your country, it's this trophy, the World Cup. And with the tournament starting in just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete for it in FIFA 18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start of the World Cup. And we want to celebrate with FIFA 18 players, which is why we've just updated the game with a free World Cup experience on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PS, PC, and Nintendo Switch. But you can take Ronaldo and Portugal to their first World Cup victory. Or you can write your own story with some great nations who didn't qualify this year. Or you can make a crazy dream a reality for your home country, like mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000 people would ever qualify? And you can feel their excitement.
Hey guys, we'll try and be quiet. We're here in a little corner.
Apologies to any England fans in the room, that might still sting. And Lena isn't the only one who's excited. FIFA 18 players are loving the World Cup experience so far. But we don't want to stop there. We want to invite everyone to come and join the celebration. So I'm pleased to announce that for a limited time, FIFA 18 complete with the entire World Cup experience is available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire game right now for free.
We're just in the audience.
Yeah.
We should face the other way.
Yeah.
So people are
to kick off the trial, we've got some of the world's biggest creators.
Was it the whole game?
We're going to be playing live at the end of the show, representing their nations in a little mini World Cup
like Nintendo has been doing for a very long time.
And this summer will bring so much more for FIFA fans. Plenty of FIFA 18 content centered around the World Cup, and we'll bring you all the details on FIFA 19. But in the meantime, let's all enjoy the World Cup. Thank you, and Auf from Eastern!
Yes.
Auf from Eastern is what I was thinking
On the biggest stage at the World Cup.
Good morning.
Good morning,
EA Sports, FIFA 19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60 countries playing in competitive leagues this year. Well, the FIFA team never rests either, bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share all the games that we have to show you.
I'd love to say thank you.
We've got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things.
I believe it.
The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription.
That confuses me too.
As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world.
Dissolved.
For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms.
Fans wear their favorite
but
turrets
for
while they play the
everyone,
game.
it's going to mean playing games anywhere, anytime. So this week we've got a tech demo running. All of our games streaming in HD from the cloud to multiple devices that you'll be able to try out for yourselves.
Okay.
Now it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet, but it is a promise of what we hope to bring you in the future.
In the world.
The second part of that, of course, is subscription. And we started subscription a number of years ago, and many millions of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games. Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premiere. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premiere will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Madden NFL, back on the PC for the first time in over a decade.
Oh, finally.
Then FIFA 19, Battlefield 5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come. Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers. And third, it will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year, but if you want to get started right now and experience the benefits and joys of subscription, come in and play a free trial of Origin Access, our base subscription, this weekend. Thank you and have a great show.
Play a free trial of our subscription service. I can't wait to get into it.
I love how he paused for an applause and everyone was like, yeah, like everyone has a free trial. Spotify, YouTube Red, every single subscription service over a month.
Think you got a chance, but I don't see how. Got a real tight grip when I hold that crown. My life been good and bad and all around. The more things I lost, the more I found. Came here ready to fight on this night. You better just run for your life.
I don't remember dragons in the Sims.
I don't remember what freaking Breath of the Wild. That was her rage quit. He's like, ah! Fuck this shit!
Can we finish our stream like that?
Hey, everybody. What's up? So I'm here, sitting inside the crowd at EA Play.
Dragon
and
Age.
I just happened
Dragon
to
Age.
find
Dragon Age.
Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
Dragon Age quitting.
I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super excited about that man on PC, right? Yeah.
Oh, don't try and
So,
get the crowd
you
again.
guys may have seen
Where is he?
that
John,
Vince
fuck,
was
we need you.
tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So, you want to just get right to it?
Here we go.
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the internet is going wild right now.
I hope so. So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll
A loot box
be playing a
story.
Jedi.
So does that mean I get to like hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the Dark Times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted, so it's going to be
The
spectacular.
Bronze Age.
So for all the
Jedi's, like,
hardcore
working the
nerds out
smithy.
there who want to know like
Like
where
leather.
in the timeline,
No, we
like
should let- because
between
I'm-
which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, that makes
Okay,
sense. That
all
makes
right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other
sense. I feel like she
tidbits?
doesn't know what Star
It's
Wars
not a
is.
nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
I like how he's like, nah.
Bad time. Does that mean it's gonna just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
All right, so I think people are now anxiously want to know, like, when can we play the game?
It will be holiday of next year, 2019, not this year.
This year, no.
Sorry to dash any hopes.
No.
But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear more from you maybe next year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Vince,
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll
it was
be
great
talking
to see you. Thanks for
some people
stopping by
next
the
year.
show today. We do have a little bit more news on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
Said that weirdly suggestively. Here we
Here
go. Let's just shut up for a sec. Let's just shut up. This is going to be amazing whenever it is.
When you get back to the chat.
Hello there. My name is Dennis. I work at DICE in Stockholm on Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Stockholm Syndrome.
I'm really happy and excited to
I
be
want
here
to be
today,
here.
so thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit.
He sounds so genuine.
So we launched our game in November of last year, and clearly we didn't get it quite right. So instead of coming out of the gate sprinting like we really wanted to, we had to take a step back and make sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely overhaul our progression system and add a bunch of new character cosmetics for players to collect instead. So from there, we added a new hunt mode inspired by the original Battlefront games that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor. And thank you.
That was for the Ewoks, mate, not you.
It turned out to be by far the most popular update of the game, and the team loved building Ewok Hunt.
That is loop.
That is looping.
So,
us.
as you might know,
Wow.
we're currently in our Han Solo season with content from the movie coming next week.
Fuck yeah, Ewoks!
It's headlined by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return of one of our favorite modes, Extraction. So looking forward a little bit, this summer we will be introducing a new squad system to the game, which will allow you to team up much easier and play with your friends. We're also adding a new Starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your hero ships. And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around capturing command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. We know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic Star Wars conflict. So I'm excited to confirm that Battlefront 2 this year will be going deep into the Clone Wars.
Interesting.
It's only fitting that we begin on the planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront. So let's talk about the heroes and villains. First, let me introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up against my own personal favorite, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's not Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. So, but we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku, as well as someone to bring balance to the Force, Obi-Wan's unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker.
She sees it as like, yeah.
The team at home is extremely excited to be building all of these cool things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future. Thank you very much for playing the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to us. Together, we will make this the greatest game that we can possibly build. There would be no Battlefront without you. So thank you, may the Force be with you, and enjoy the rest of E3. Thanks.
That sounds like he literally had a gun to his head.
Like, he wouldn't suck being the face of Battlefront 2.
Like, even his tone of voice when he walked I wanted to say it when he was talking. When he walked out, his tone of voice was one of resignation.
Yeah. Like, yes, I know.
Oh, it's this game.
Oh, it's a stringy boy.
They're like, let's put a cute character up now because everyone's, like, mixed.
Everyone's, like, sour.
What was this called again? This was really cool.
Stringy Pete.
It wasn't called Stringy Pete.
Whoa.
Oh no.
You sent a flare up. No, it's Little Big Planet.
No, this is not Little Big Planet.
No.
Tangled, that's it. This is cool. Like, it's nice to see a game that's very different. And for it to get some spotlight time.
Yeah! Triangle!
That's like, oh yeah.
Hi, it's really good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
In Unravel, we use yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game, we tear that bond up right at the start. You lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest, you find hope. And you form a new bond. And your spark is rekindled. And it leads you off on an adventure.
That's cool.
So welcome to Unravel 2.
Hey. That's got like the biggest applause out of everything so far.
It's a game about fresh starts and second chances.
Yeah, right after
These two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new and beautiful together. And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism and togetherness.
It's not Tangled.
You see, it's all made to be played with two characters.
Money also equals
you can
love.
play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend. But there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn and working together to get through this adventure.
Interesting. We can play this.
We can absolutely
This game, it's quite different from the first. It's both friendlier and more challenging, but above all, it's a lot more playful. And we think it's a worthy successor.
Kind of dark.
And I want to show it to you now. So I brought some help.
Solo adventure.
So please welcome Michael to the stage.
One person on the screen, darker visuals.
So our producer at Coldwood.
Just playing on the fact that he was very small.
And we're going to try to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about.
We're not going to get to all the chat. We are reading the chat. We're going to write next to it.
co-op with yourself.
We can't talk about the chat while we're watching. We just don't have time. We're going to interrupt people.
Meg just said Count Dooku Sudoku. It's going to be a mini game, and I couldn't leave that out.
So this wasn't prepared. There we are.
That's cool.
So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry them along through the more fast-paced segments of the game. And we actually tried to include a bit more of those because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted to have more like thrill and danger and kind of wow moments. Places that were like fun and exciting.
You saying the previous game wasn't fun and exciting?
And then when you get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters. Because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across.
That's cool.
So he's playing both the characters at the moment?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll jump in at this point.
Yeah, come join me.
He's like, come join me.
So I'm gonna be the red one.
Okay.
You'll be the blue one.
I'll be blue.
That's it. So you can jump in whenever.
That's cool.
A little celebratory flip there.
Yeah, good anyway.
I especially like that they didn't call it out. They're just like, I'll play.
And the bird is back.
Like, instant jump in, jump out. Yeah. I like this type of demo.
Yeah.
Playing it safely now.
Actually show us a bit of the game.
Oops. I'll swing. All right. Nice. And I'll catch you. There you go.
Can I swing now?
Okay, you go ahead.
Can I swing now?
Oh. Okay, this is the scary part. Let's see if we can do it. Got it?
That's cool.
Oh, very nice. No. Buster. Oh, sweet. Well done.
It seems like they're actually enjoying it, like not falsely.
Exactly.
I hate when they show the MMORPG.
Okay, I'll go up and
play.
distract the ground.
And the guy's like, oh yeah, oh I just got the gun. Oh, did you get the Soul Razor XR gun? Oh my god, that's amazing.
Okay, your turn.
And you're like, none of you guys have ever played this game. It's not released.
Exactly.
Don't pretend like you know the names of the guns.
Wow, look at the enemy. Oh, I'll distract you. Do this. All right, cool. I'll meet you there. All right.
Yeah.
Like, it'd just be like, hey, shithead.
Yeah.
All right.
How much did you pay for that gun, you asshole?
Yeah. Hey, how come you didn't kill an enemy, you dickhead?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I wanted that
Uninstall the game.
Oh, the XR rifle looks shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. I like this game.
Now we can breathe again.
Yeah, finally.
Or can we?
See you, buddy.
So that's a quick little look at Unravel 2, and
that's the way. Like, that's the way you do it. Like natural.
Yeah, I really hope you like it.
Yeah.
And
it looks like a darling game.
Before I go, I
different.
just want to send some love to the team back home because working on this game has been a completely amazing team effort and so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you. Love you.
Love you.
Just getting all emotional stuff. You can tell like an actual developer versus
an
EA rep.
I know. It's funny, Mick. It's like nice to see like a good kids game that could be play battles as well.
Like a lot of value.
And like with a really positive message. they gave it a lot of screen
Thank you,
time.
Martin, and the brilliant team at Coldwood. The game is really strong. These guys have done an amazing job. And it's clear that they have a lot of passion, and I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with my kids.
I can't personally
But what's
wait.
even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today. Yep, you heard that right. You'll be able to take these two Yarnies on their next big adventure starting today. The game is finished, it's out. So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Coldwood. Back in 2015, we started on this journey with the original Unravel to seek out the most creative independent developers and bring them into our EA Originals program. It's been our way of helping these creators bring their unique games to the world and to tell their stories. And last year, if you remember, Joseph Fares was up here on stage representing his team at Hazelight and The Way Out.
He had so much energy.
I think we all
he was
kind of
so
remember
proud
that.
of his game.
And you might even remember
so
him from the Game Awards as well. I think I did. Anyhow, in March that game caught fire.
He was drunk.
It was
on
it's
the
innovative,
experience,
it's fun, and it's something fresh and new. And you all loved it.
Oh.
We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks. And A Way Out is such a huge success that Joseph and his team are expanding and moving into a new studio. So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams. Which leads us to our next EA Originals title, from a little game studio in Berlin called Joe My Games. When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal this story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message, and it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Gepper to the stage from Joe My Games to tell you more about Sea of Solitude.
Thank you, Patrick. I still remember during the pitch how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like, our whole team, including me, were super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too excited.
It's great.
People appreciate that. You get the salesperson who's like, that's a strong game.
Thank you.
I can't relate to that.
We are UMI, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or SOS as we call it. The whole journey from the very first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing. Let me tell you more about our game.
Please.
When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. This is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how the concept seems to just float out of me right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how outsiders, friends, and families see those who struggle. We achieve all this in playful ways so that players who want to simply enjoy a fantastic experience can do so. But player who wants to look a bit deeper can reveal a whole emotional world beneath it all. Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feeling, the darkness, the anger, the hopelessness, worthlessness turns to the outside and she becomes a monster. The game is about finding out why this happened to her, but also how to turn her back into a human. Ultimately, the goal is to bring all those emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger, some would be better off a little smaller, but to embrace even your destructive part or your self-doubt in the same way you embrace your joy or your hope. This is what being human is all about. And that's what our game is all about. Thank you.
Real?
This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny and no fortune's son. I've just chased you so long now, I'm too weak to run. A new day is here, but nothing is new. Alone in my room, I tremble for you.
Interesting concept. I think you need to separate it from EA, guys.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm the one.
Okay, we can talk over this.
Yeah.
We are the one.
So that looks like it's going to be really good. I feel like it was very well represented and not as good as Unraveled.
No, yeah, but it was because it's an original. And, I think English wasn't the best language either.
Be ready.
It was cool to see us excited about it.
Yeah, I think it was important that she presented it.
100%. It sounds like a really cool game.
Yeah. We'll talk more about it in the first show.
Trust the process.
But yeah, I got a bit to say.
Call next or be the answer.
Let me hang it.
As long as you hold your course.
Yay. Live.
Just remember though, wherever you call home, whatever your fit, or however you ball, you're on my court. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one.
Well, the ones he's not the
This
zero.
is my sport.
My name's Shay Kivlin, aka Young Kiv. I'm from Seattle, Washington. The only goal of mine is
Slow
really to
motion.
win that.
Yo. It takes me 5 minutes to get to the couch, yo. Yo, yeah, sometimes I'm in black and white, yo.
Stepping your toe.
Yeah, sometimes I just sit all angry like on a chair, yo.
I am engaged, y'all.
That was a phenomenal
read.
Trini's got the lead, 40-19.
I hate losing way more than I love winning.
Oh, we have a incredible matchup. It's a rematch. Touchdown, Kev. He throws it high, and young Kev is going to be your champion.
Hey, you again?
You want to get smacked again on TV?
My buddy has no sense of temperature, yo.
I'm overheating.
I don't even feel it because I'm too yo.
See, just like...
That's how we make the sports ones fun.
Okay, baby, how you doing?
I've been good. You still recovering from that butt whooping?
Wow.
Let's just let this happen. Let's just let this happen.
Hi, everybody.
Let's just let this
I'm
happen.
Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you guys can see, king of touchdown celebrations. That's pretty fire. I like that a lot.
That's pretty fire.
As you guys know, this is Young Kiv.
Wait, he's probably actually cooler than we already is, so.
Madden champion. Like, give it up for Young Kiv, y'all. Give it up.
I have given up everything.
Just let it happen.
Young Kiv, how has it been? You know, your success and your path, you know, to where you're at today.
It's I've always been a competitor. When I was in high school, I was playing baseball. I hurt my arm.
So then I picked up Madden, and at first I was really bad. I was getting blown out online, but I kept at it. I put more and more time into it. Eventually I made my first tournament, but I had a big decision. It was the same time as my graduation.
Wow, okay. So the key to be the #1 player in Madden is to hurt your arm in baseball. That's number one. Number two, you said you had the decision to go to your graduation or go to a tournament. So like, what did you do?
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money. That's awesome. Okay, now the past few years, how has it been for you? I know you had some ups and downs.
How much you done?
It's been tough. I've had a lot of devastating
Welcome to the
losses.
train wreck.
I've been so close so many times. I made the final on TV and got blown out by all those losses. It made me gain a lot of mental toughness, and that's how I got this belt.
That's awesome. That belt is so amazing. There's a lot of, bling on that belt for you. Well, today, EA Play, first look at the Madden 19 trailer. Super excited. It's going to be so fun. It's
The
lit.
settings so
I
far
honestly
away from
wish I
each
could
other.
stay right here and talk to you guys forever, but I'm not going to board you guys. We're going to go out.
I'm not going to
try
board
take this
you
belt,
guys.
Round 2. So we're out. Have a good day.
That player was just like, thank you for the money, EA. There's a 2-minute presentation, and I made a dick out of this guy.
life to get to moments like these. To the very top of the mountain.
Fuck was that?
That would have been like a promise, like, if you win this, you get to be in the EA.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, what a
failure. All just to get to this place where you've been told legends are born.
Just being on the screen at the same time as them is awkward.
You fall so you can rise.
That guy just seemed like, I'm sure he's really famous and people watching this actually give a shit about him, but he seems like
that it was
a
really
fucking dickhead.
never about reaching the end of the road at
No,
all.
the guy that won the thing.
No, he seemed like an idiot. Like the first thing he said was like, how did you enjoy Arsenal being a football player?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, alright, right out of the gate, alright.
Yeah. Because he thinks he's at the same level.
You play the game with video game, he goes and trains every day.
I think esports are a legitimate sport.
Oh yeah.
But
you're in their position.
Like, come on now.
Would you let the moment define you? Or will you define the moment?
Agreed, man. I'm glad that we were bagging the crap out of him before he spoke. Yo!
Oh. There's no fanfare. Just at the end of the Madden team, I was like, no, it's interaction.
I don't give a shit.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez. How you doing today?
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live, winner-take-all, head-to-head match. Michael, why don't you tell us the rules?
Sure thing. The objective is straightforward. Destroy the opponent's base to win.
What?
Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there.
Oh, this is a mobile
Most
game.
efficient way to destroy the opponent's
He said
base
it's a
is
mobile
with
game,
this
right?
giant
this has nothing to do with
nuclear
the Madden
missile
thing. Okay,
in
what
the
is
center
this?
of the map.
It's a mobile game.
Control the missile
Yeah, I know
by
that, but-
standing on a majority of the control points. A bar fills up while the missile is possessed. Whoever
Yes,
controls
turn off
the
the
missile
teleprompter.
when the bar fills up
Show custom
fires the
mobile
missile.
game.
Takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win. That's it.
Sounds great, Michael. Well, enough talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome matchup lined up for you here today. Fighting for the blue side of the room, if you could please give a cheer for one of the most formidable RTS players there is. Make some noise for In Control.
Yeah. Don't fuck over your mic. How many fucking times do we need to tell you this?
His opponent, fighting for the red side of the room, a competitive mobile gaming phenomenon. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
Like one person that really politely clapping at the front. I know you can see
Now,
me.
Mike, it's going to be a real clash of these gaming styles and the competitive backgrounds that these players have. It should be a great match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right, are the players ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game.
Yes.
You out
This is
there.
what it looks like.
It's a good genre. I'm very excited for this. The players are loading in, and we are ready to
the
kick
match. Here we go.
He's going to come. He's going to talk about it.
as the players' bases have been deployed, and the action begins like any strategy game. Economy will be the focus. We have a harvester to start things off. Nothing too crazy yet.
Nothing too crazy.
Now the infantry is going to come out to hold that top point. Both players, of course, trying to take that position. Nick and Knight being able to reach it a little bit first in a strategy game. That flank position that In Control is going from the top side, also very important as Nick and Knight's forces have to circle around the center.
Right, let's see if he's able to create a 2-on-1. Is he able to get there? Looks like he's getting there. Here comes GDI with a Rhino. It's going to rip up those infantry.
Yeah, going for the anti-infantry. And like any strategy game, the units that you're going to use when you deploy them will have a huge impact. Your micromanagement of your forces and protecting that economy as well.
Yep, Nick and Knight with some attack bikes in the top. There he is.
And In Control placing the turret on the top right side to help cover that Rhino as attack bikes move towards the northwest position. We can see that the missile is beginning to ready and firing that. That takes out half your base. The most important objective on the map is to hold those control zones.
Right, and In Control making a lot of progress to that far right side of the match.
Mix on the edge of his seat.
He's done a great job of holding that down with the turret, and now he's redeploying his vehicles to the south side, bringing out more infantry to deal with the attack bikes. And as that economy ramps up, of course, we're seeing bigger, more powerful units come out. We have there the drill pod coming in the left side to help flank those
some flamethrowers. Right, absolutely. Again,
the game back to full screen. I can't see what they're doing.
Yeah, and In Control brings out his first tank. That's going to be used to try and help push back these smaller forces as he makes his way to the south side. That missile passing halfway now. Both two zones in control of Nick at Night. He will have the missiles. We see it starts to point towards In Control's base.
Let's see if In Control can get around to that top corner, able to halt that missile. He does contest the missile, putting it into the yellow position.
Yeah, very important, of course. Blocking the pathing of those units is another big factor for this strategy. Holding those locations is so crucial as In Control begins to secure the northwest spot. Another tank's going to come out from Nick at Night to take it out, but now he's bringing out the Pitbull as well to help lock down that north position.
This missile is very, very close to firing. Let's see what's going to happen.
With another turret, In Control flanks. He takes the top, that missile,
and that
fires off.
Wow.
And Nick at Night, one shot away from being knocked out here, as the next one will start to ready up in just a moment's time. In Control's very heady artillery force is doing a great job at taking control of the map.
Yep.
This actually would be a fun game.
And we can see as more of Nick and Knight's forces move up towards that north position, those harvesters, of course, very crucial, very important to protect those as your economy allows you to get these big late game units. The units are going to come out a bit more slowly as you get more of them on the field. But In Control, just spreading his forces out, trying to hold this advantage that he's had so far.
Nick at Night is trying to get in there, but there's a great turret placement from In Control, blocking and just ripping through again those infantry.
And we see In Control now moving his tank towards
another drill pod we're seeing with some flame tanks.
Yeah, bring in the flame, of course. Those flame guys do amazing damage to the infantry, help to clean that out. Meanwhile, two more tanks coming out from Nick at Night to try and secure those positions. He brings out the laser infantry on the south side as well to deal with that tank. Going for counters, trying to scout out and see what your opponent is doing and make the proper response is so important in strategy.
Absolutely. Nick at Night cruising around, thinking about harassing those harvesters, coming around the far side for those rhinos. It looks like he's really pressing it.
And we see that missile is starting to get close to firing with 3 zones In Control for Nick and Knight, looking to set things back the other way. In Control trying to rally his forces around. He doesn't want to engage with just 1 or 2 units. He wants to move all of them together, create a good flank position, and take over that side.
And we're seeing the first mech units from In Control. This is the Wolverine. Gonna rip, and this is watch out for this missile.
And Nick and Knight's gonna fire that one off and settle for next missile is gonna end it.
Next missile wins. Let's see what happens.
We'll have control. The Wolverines, as you pointed out, for In Control coming out to try and deal with these forces. But Nick at Night's done a great job of getting map presence and now also harassing the economy of In Control.
There he is. Yep. Wow. Okay, we've got our first mammoth tank on the board. If In Control can get this in position, he's going to do some serious damage.
That missile just past halfway ready. He's also bringing out his first air unit to deal with those.
A lot going on here.
He's got a lot of range, that big boy. And In Control just needs to hold.
This missile is nearly going to fire.
It can be stolen at any point.
Where's it going to go? Is he going to be able to get it off?
Got it back. Gotta take it. Defeating Nick at Night here 2-1.
That was epic. Amazing. What a match. Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Any thoughts, guys?
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my job.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you
We
so
saw a
much.
little bit of everything right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Nathanius. Nick at
They
Night.
said exactly what they
Control.
needed to say in this fuck up. Yeah, that's good. I think that's presented fairly well.
Ladies and gentlemen, what
What
you
it
just
is.
saw was the worldwide reveal of Command & Conquer Rivals.
It is Command & Conquer.
I thought that logo was familiar.
Rivals reimagines the
You
real-time
said it
strategy
at the start,
experience
actually.
for
Yeah.
mobile. We're giving players complete, continuous control
how
of
does
their
it
armies
monetize? I need
in
to know.
quick, competitive head-to-head
We'll talk about it,
matches that are fueled by skill and strategy. Now, Rivals will be coming to iOS and Android devices, but I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head to the Google Play Store, search Command & Conquer Rivals. The studio has been having an absolute blast playing this game, and we can't wait for you to play. Please let us know what you think. Thank you.
Conquer? I can command.
Anthem.
Alright, shut the fuck up. Me. Whoa. Is this?
No. Could be it.
Oh, is this the ad for the game that never looks anything like it? They make so much money on these things. See, I want to play this game.
Yeah. There it is.
Well.
Hey, he's the doctor.
Oh, he is. Makes sense.
Well, he is now anyway.
Hey, when can Android users play this again?
Command & Conquer for a new generation. Now, before we close the show with a spectacular epic anthem, I wanted to share a few final things. I am blessed to be able to work with some of the most creative people on the planet who come to work every day to create amazing entertainment. And what I can say about all of those teams and what I can say about us is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today, and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice, is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices, you feel you are treated fairly. That no one is given an unfair advantage or disadvantage for how they choose to play. That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded and you are given value for that investment. And most importantly, that the games are fun, that we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that truly enhance your lives. And so, as we think through all the things that we're trying to do, know that we want to be better and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound. Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges in our games, logging millions of hours in support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that, we contributed a total of $1 million to 3 charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world. A world where representation and equality are not something we strive for, they are the standards. And where bullying and exclusion are not an everyday thread. These 3 organizations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Center, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organization, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give.
That's good.
And thank you for your support.
$1 million based on their market cap.
Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for the incredible privilege of making games for all of you. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at Anthem.
Let's do it. Yo. Choo-choo.
The gods vanished, and left our world in chaos.
Fuck us up with this
Creating,
one.
altering, destroying. The anthem is all that remains.
There's a storm coming. These walls can't protect us forever.
Something is out there. It wants to destroy us all.
Interesting. What the hell is going
How cool was that trailer? You guys have seen it a couple times, and it's still cool every time I see it. So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions about Anthem since last year because we're all BioWare fans. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the rest of the show, and we're going to take a deep dive into Anthem. So I'm going to bring out some members of the BioWare team to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Casey Hudson, Mark Dara, and Kathleen Rutzart.
Cool. Is he more excited about Mark?
And led right up. Rutzart.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for coming out today. Just got a little game to show, right? Yep.
Lots
It's going to be very exciting. So Casey, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started with you. So now, we know that you all started, or Casey, you started your career at BioWare way back in the day, but you took a couple years off. But before you came back, you actually worked on Anthem before you left.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, first of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans. You know, we have the best fans. So it's been super satisfying to come back to it. And, you know, I just want to be able to continue the legacy of the studio. And that's kind of where it started with Anthem, is just thinking about, you know, what is the evolution of a BioWare game? And we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover, you know, a whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, you know, more of a dynamic and living world, a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, you know, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well. So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with stories sort of bolted on this side, but something new and different, and I think the team has really captured that vision over the years.
Your fans really love the stories from BioWare, but I think we're kind of curious how you're planning to make story work in this shared world.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you can have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story is about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now, you can build a solution to that, but you have to really build it into the core of the game. And that's what we've tried to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world, my story. So when you're out in the open world, the world is really dangerous, and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this, it's unique for Anthem, is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or it's nighttime, What we're experiencing together. Everyone that's playing Anthem at a moment is seeing the same thing.
Absolutely.
And this is what we mean when we talk about our world. It's a shared world that we all experience together. But then when I finish my mission, I come back to a base, like Fort Tarsus.
Base with this point.
And this is a single-player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my action. And this is where your story really lives and breathes. And by doing it this way, we're able to combine that impact and agency of a single-player story with the fun of teaming up with your friends to play co-op in combat.
And we're also designing it so that we can add story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear when, from our community is they want to continue to play in our worlds. When they've finished Mass Effect or Dragon Age, players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in a way that we can actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new storyline and plot.
We understand.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain about more story. I don't think anybody out there is going to either. So Kathleen, I wanted to ask you, from a writing perspective, since you are the lead writer, can you speak to what it's like to create a new world like Anthem from the beginning?
Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that we're creating something new and mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of the premise of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their massive tools, and those tools are in constant conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those things pushing against each other means that the world is constantly being reshaped in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters. It's a dangerous environment that you need to wear a suit of powered armor, a javelin, to be safe in.
Now, something I think a lot of players out there maybe don't stop to think about is just how much work goes into creating a new intellectual property, or IP, as we've been saying. Now, we've seen all these different creatures, and Mark, you mentioned the storms. What's the process of creating a game like from scratch?
Yeah, it's something we've done a few times at BioWare. And really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page. So what we try to do is we think about the new experiences that we're trying to unlock for players. So like, what is the fantasy fulfillment? What are the new things you actually get to go and do that are different from what you've played before? So that's where we start. And then once we think about those things, that's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there, we can actually go and build out every last detail.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening right now. And so the world is always changing, whether the storms, seasons, and it's a really great concept to write for, because what it means is it gives us the opportunity to drop into the world, almost in real time, a dramatic event that changes the world for everyone. And that could be anything from gameplay to lore.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool, the way that they sound like they're going to come together. But even though there's obviously a lot going on, it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these Javelin exosuits. And you need those suits to survive and fight in this world, because the world will kill you. But on top of that, our ancient rivals, the Dominion, they've discovered a way, they think, to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. And so we need to stop them and protect the free people of Tarsus.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? Like, what's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the Ranger, and then there's the Colossus, the Interceptor, and finally, the Storm.
Yeah, so each javelin gives you a different way to play the game. But the thing to remember is, like Kathleen said, you're not your suit. You are a freelancer, a pilot, which means you can decide which suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage in, or the javelins that your friends are using. So really what this allows us to do is we've built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more generalized suit, able to do a lot of different things, really designed for up-close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavier, more specialized, but able to really pack in big weapons that let them devastate the battlefield.
100%. We'll make life.
I'm just going to say the Storm looks like it's going to be my favorite. I'm sure you guys out there are picking your faves right now, too. So the javelins look awesome, but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And the first one is going to be from @It'sSweetNicole, who asks, as a player who is all about making their character their own,
but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual geometry of the suit itself. We want teams to be able to do this as well. And because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up, because actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization. Monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics.
Yeah, so we are going to have some cosmetics and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power. So that means no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem.
Let people that want to pay.
But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete from the get-go. So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey. We talked earlier about this being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem's going to work?
Yeah, it really is about the fun of teaming up as a team of superheroes and working together. So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So I think here we're going to see the Colossus, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay. If we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above, and then they're using combos and special abilities and stuff like that. But what I love is you don't just run around, you're swimming and flying as well.
So it's interesting because the Slate Tones wants to know, how will you balance multiplayer with single-player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now going out into an open world like this by yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than if the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all are on the edges of your seats. How about we show a little gameplay? Yeah? You guys want that?
Please.
All right, so Kathleen, I think you're going to set this up for us?
I will.
you want some gameplay, don't you?
You and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck, Faye, and Owen, and you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as we experience it here. And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
let me stop talking now.
Casey, Kathleen, for talking to me about Anthem today. We're going to go ahead and roll the gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
Make a good comment. That's all I really want to know. Don't worry about the boring shit. Oh, is that a big mech? Oh, cool.
We'll be back.
Freelancer, time to get to work. Faye said these bastards made some kind of acid. They're using it as a weapon. So, find where they're making this garbage and shut it all down.
Owen, what's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
Right. Checking out the Scar Camp some more.
Look at all the weapons! Oh, and the turrets! Better move quickly. There's a Shaper relic. Wait, something's odd. Get a closer look, would you? See those radiant pieces of energy? They're echoes from the Anthem of Creation. Loads of scars nearby. Be careful. Return them to the relic. You've got to silence it fast. It's gone silent. Disaster averted. Do you think we get a bonus for... Wait, something's happening.
What the hell was that?
I think that was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position. On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay. There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it, and we should find the source.
Yep, and that was actually just a short version of the full demo that we brought here to LA. So if you want to come by the Anthem Theater here at EA Play, you can check out the game live.
So I'm sure the question on everyone's minds, when do we get to play?
So Anthem comes out February 22nd, 2019 on
this year.
Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
So mark your calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets. Thank you so much again to Casey and the entire BioWare team. I know you guys have that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys there.
Right.
Give it up for Casey Hudson, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I also want to give a big thank you to all of the developers who showcased their games today and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now, some of what you saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you guys, EA has so much available right now.
Do you mean the stuff that's available today?
You can get your free trial of FIFA 18's World Cup today. And Andrew told us about the free trial of Origin Access. Yarny is back with a buddy in Unravel 2, which is also available today. Plus, you can take on your friends in Command & Conquer Rivals starting today as well.
On Android.
Now, that's
only on Android.
not
You
available
fucked up. You
stuff
fucked
that's
up.
out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything? No? You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it. I get it. So I want to let you guys know to keep your streams going because in just a few moments, the FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is going to begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
She got so nervous at the end there.
She did well. She did very well. No fuck ups at all, honestly. Yeah. Like, some of the jokes she said, obviously, they had to be scripted. That's it. Good to talk about. It's in the game.
Hi guys, my name is Boy. Welcome back to the stream. Now I know the FIFA 19 was
our stream.
Hello.
Our stream.
It's us now. Hello.
None of your crap.
Get out of here.
All right. There you go. We'll take this off.
Yeah, we don't need them. We don't need them.
So, what did you guys think? What did you think, Baz?
I am quite excited for quite a few things. I really am quite interested in Sea of Solace, or SOS as they called it.
Yeah, so should we talk about what happened roughly in the order that it was shown?
Yes.
Yeah? 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 Or do you want to talk about it in an order of your excitement?
I think order of when they showed up. I reckon that'll be the best way to do it.
Okay. What was the first one?
Oh, shit. I was hoping you knew, that's why you said it. Was it Battlefield 5?
Yeah, I think so, because they showed Anthem, like, super... No, Metric Done, we waited till you came on, but you came on too late, so we didn't read it yet. We will read it.
I'm going to do it like that.
I don't know if we'll do it on this stream. We might do it at the start of the next one when everyone's awake.
That sounds good, a little bit.
Just because we might run over time for this one, and everyone's been up for a while already.
Yeah. We should give them a little taste. We'll read out the first paragraph, just so they know the game.
It's going to be the whole thing!
Alright, got a whole hog.
Whole hog.
The
We're going to do a reading.
Okay.
A reading. It's going to be nice. We'll bring the mic nice and close and we'll do it with proper reading.
It's going to be an event.
Metric Done has crafted a story for you, which I think is
That's so
fucking amazing.
I didn't even read the whole thing. I didn't want to
good.
spoil it for me.
Okay, but while we're in the moment, while we're talking about E3 and EA, so Battlefield.
Yep.
What do you think?
Always exciting. I feel like it's just like the next logical step after Battlefield 1. Just sort of, they had a really strong engine with it. It plays really well.
He's so sleepy.
Anyway.
yeah, I reckon it's going to be pretty good.
So good.
Yeah, they didn't show much.
No.
They really didn't show much. Yeah, they're going to do Royale. What do you guys think about doing Royale? They didn't say when. I feel like they were like, shit, like, we need to just do it. So they just did it.
Well, I think it might be okay. Like initially when I heard Royale, I'm like, okay, jump on the bandwagon, try and make as much money as I can. But having the Battlefield name and the style of maps that they have and having vehicles and stuff, it could breathe a new air of fresh air into the air.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm on the fence. I don't know. I'm not completely against it. But
I get why they're doing it. But the thing is, like, my concern is,
should they?
Because Royale is very popular at the moment, it makes sense for them to do it. But then my concern is, will all of the players that get the game just play Royale?
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually.
And then, so what happens to the actual Battlefield experience? because like that's what we want to play for. Like we like the team deathmatch, the conquest, like the capturing part of the game.
Yeah.
Like that's the unique part of their game. Like if they just start doing Royale like everyone else, then you've just got 3 different games with different skins, different weapons that do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. I get why they're doing it, but I'm just worried that it's going to eat into like the whole purpose of that game.
Like, yeah, take away from the core value of Battlefield.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
PUBG. I would play that.
Yeah, PUBG. Yeah, PUBG does not. I don't understand why they're taking people to court over the concept. Like,
it's not theirs.
That's like, yeah, that's like Wolfenstein taking every single first-person shooter to court because we did it first. Like, that's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense.
Stupid.
They're not going to win that case. No. It's just stupid. Okay, so that's Battlefield. What else did they mention? They said they're not going to do pay to win, which was good.
Yeah.
That's a very strong narrative. PUBG come to Nintendo. But Mech, I don't think it would become on Nintendo Switch because PUBG, if it's still the same thing, would be very brutal.
You know what it is?
Update your claws.
No, it's PlayerUnknown's Pattlegrounds. So you just like run around like patting as many dogs as you can. I found a bug.
Battle Royale.
Oh god. I attached a harness to my pup.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah, I love it, Baz. Okay, so they didn't really mention much. Like they showed, like the graphics look amazing, cool. Like that's just an iteration. The destruction looks amazing,
as always.
It's just an iteration. I don't know. Like, did you think there was anything that really
drew me to it?
I don't know.
I feel like they should have showed some sort of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they showed in-game footage, but there was no gameplay.
Yeah.
But what I just thought about is Battlefield 1942. They're sort of like full circle, going back to World War II again, so it's got to be cool to see what they do with it, see what they bring back. I hope they bring back some sort of ships. Oh, did you know that Battlefield 1? They brought back pilotable ships.
Why are we talking about Battlefield 1?
Sorry, I'm just excited about it. I like Battlefield.
Well, that will then be in Battlefield 5.
Freaking better be.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm excited for it. I'm probably going to buy it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, but I just... Yeah, okay. I need to see more. I feel like they didn't show gameplay because if you saw gameplay, you'd be like, oh, it's just a newer version. Yeah. Alright, so moving on. What was next? Now, guys, do you want us to talk about the sports games? We have no credibility.
What's FIFA? That's what it was.
We have no FIFA credibility.
Fine, I'll forfeit again.
Look,
19.
The company I work for is the major sponsor of the FIFA World Cup, so obviously I'm very excited for that. There's a bit of conflict for me to talk negatively about the game, so
Right.
I'm going to recuse from making comments because we are partnered.
It's a good word.
So I'm going to recuse myself. If you want to talk about it, you can, but I think most people don't want to talk about it. Boo sport, do not like sports games, potato. Good, that's perfect for me. That's perfect for me, because then I can move on. Okay, so we're not going to talk about any of the sports games.
No.
I'm sure that they're all going to be fantastic. They're all going to do what they do. Honestly, like, they've completely cornered the market with this stuff, and they are talking about official games. So, look, whatever, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said. It's just going to take it to the next level and do what they do.
Whatever happened in the last year is going to be in this game.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we need to say. Don't be stupid. That's my company, not necessarily me. So, let's move on. What was the next one? Was it...
Tangled?
Unraveled.
Yeah.
Unravel 2. I was really interested in that.
I feel like that was probably the highlight of the E3 stream, almost. It was,
Really?
it was one of the top 3 for me.
It was definitely an early highlight. It got me paying attention early on.
Yeah.
I think you look like I actually did play the first one briefly, just gave it a bit of a shot, and yeah, it's just like an adorable IP. It's just something different, which is nice. So
Refreshing.
yeah, J-Mac like the first Unravel. I think it's just nice to have something that isn't just guns. And there was a story like this is cool because it's more of a story about companionship and love and friendship, and like that's good. That's so important. Like to cut through the bullshit.
Yeah.
For kids to be playing. So yeah, I think it's good, and I think that like we could play it, for example, and still get something out of it because I feel like they will be able to embed a deeper message in there as well.
Yeah, exactly right.
So yeah, I think that was cool. There wasn't really much to say about it. Like it just looked Go feed your cats.
Go for it.
They will kill you. Yeah, there's not really much to say about it. It looked good. The gameplay looked like an iteration of what they did before.
Yeah.
The co-op thing's great. More co-op games is good.
We're keen for
Couch co-op games is very good.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's great to see.
Like problem solving and teamwork and stuff looks like it's going to be forefront for that game, which is cool. And cool setting as well.
Okay, what was next?
Was it the boat one? Save Our Souls?
Yeah.
So Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude.
That's the one. I really, really want to see more of that. I like the idea of having 2 levels to it. You could play it and have a nice, fun platforming exploration experience, or you could look into the deeper meaning of it as well and get more out of it if you want.
Yeah.
I really like that idea.
And I think, she had difficulty articulating what she was trying to get across.
Yeah.
And so I saw a few of the guys watching were making comments. But I think what I took away from it was she obviously suffered from depression in her life. And that isolation and loneliness. And, we've all had that from time to time. It's a really serious thing. And to put it into a game to, not look away from it and not walk away from it was interesting. Like, her phrasing of, when you're alone, you're a monster was a bit weird.
Yeah.
And I don't think she meant it like that. I think she maybe meant that's how you internalize, that's maybe how you feel.
Yeah, I'm alone because I am.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that's what she meant. I think that it's how you feel.
Yeah.
You feel like a monster that nobody wants to talk to you. Because I've definitely felt this throughout my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like being someone that isn't interested in sports and isn't interested in mainstream things when I was younger, before gaming was much more accepted like it is now. I was definitely an outcast, and Baz maybe experienced a little bit of that perhaps. I don't want to speak for him, but that was definitely a thing. So this was resonating with me a lot. I had to cut through what she was trying to say because she didn't articulate it in a way that I felt was what she meant.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably the English as a second language thing.
Big barrier.
But yeah, I think it was, you feel like a monster. You feel isolated. You feel like once you become lonely, you feel even further removed. And I think that's what she meant.
And when she said you have to try and make the main character feel not become a monster anymore, as in make her feel like a human.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's all internal.
Yeah, rather than actually being.
There was a translation thing there, I think. So for me, that's really interesting. Yeah, I'd love to. We might do a review on that. I think rather than play it, I think do a proper playthrough and do a review.
It's more of a personal experience.
I think so. Yeah. But no, I was really interested about that, and she was very passionate about the project, which was nice to see.
It's exciting when the developer is excited. You're like, shit, they obviously really care about this game, and they put their heart and soul into it, and hopefully you'll feel that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And A Way Out, great game. Really good game. So
you haven't played Inside, have you? Sorry, real quick detour. You haven't played Inside, have you?
I don't know.
You need to play it. Next.
Yes. Okay. What was next? There was a very embarrassing moment with the yo guy.
Far out. Hey, how you doing, guy? Yeah, good. How'd you like losing? He's like, whoa shithead.
Whoa there, man. We're all meant to be friends here. Nobody in my contract there wasn't on the teleprompter. What the fuck is going on here?
Check you as an asshole and feed you to the girls.
That was so payouts. That'd be cool, actually. I'm sure that he will. I don't know if he'll continue that IP, but I think he'll do more co-op games. I think he actually said, in a Twitter conversation with someone a while back, that he will never make a single player game. He'll only ever make co-op games.
Wow,
and I was
that's
that
a big
is
claim too.
Fucking cool.
Yeah,
and so far he's only ever done that. So that's cool. I think he's made two games that are co-op. That's cool.
That's sick.
Command the Conquer. Star Wars not talking about it. Anthem, please like it. So let's talk about the Command and Conquer game.
Yeah.
So that kind of came out of nowhere.
When it was mobile, that concerned me.
Yeah.
It actually seemed okay.
It did.
My initial, when I saw it, I'm like, it's just going to be like that Lineage 2 game that everyone's like, oh, it's such a good game. It's like, I just cannot be shitted with that at all.
I could definitely see myself playing it, but it's so annoying. Isn't it so annoying that when someone mentions mobile, then everything else, all this assumed crap comes in. I'm like, okay, so it'll be monetized, it'll either be ad supported, there'll be loot boxes, there'll be some sort of pay to win element. There has to be.
There'll be time gates in it to make you
spend money. Yes, exactly. You can only do 5 fights a day, and then you got to refill your energy meter. But refuel now for we did a podcast about loot boxes and monetization recently. So as long as it's not overly plagued by that, then it might be okay. And I do agree with you, J-Mac. Mobile gaming is becoming bigger. Like Fortnite is now on mobile. You've got bigger games coming across. There is, Mick, I love it. There is mobile phone companies are starting to become gaming companies. Like Asus has actually made a gaming mobile phone. Have you heard about that?
I've not heard about the Asus one.
Oh,
the Razer one, but
so the Asus one that was announced recently, you can plug 2 controllers into it. It's got, I think it has 3 USB ports, so 1 to charge, 2 for controllers.
What the heck?
It has water cooling, all this crazy stuff. Yeah, J-Mac, you're on board. I have no idea what the price is. It's probably ridiculous, but it's designed for gamers. I'd love Asus, if you're watching, which you're not, send us a copy of that fucking phone and we will review it for you. But with stuff like that happening, if that takes off, a lot of people are playing games on their phones. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. It just, that game seemed interesting. It seemed like a bit of fun. Like, it seemed like it wasn't too long. It seemed like it was, and there was strategy elements to it as well. So like proper strategy though, like not bullshit strategy.
Yeah.
Like Clash of Clans, like that's not strategy. Like that's just clicking things and they walk and you have no control. Like this was, you're directing things to areas, like you choosing the types of units that come out.
Yeah.
I shall be commanded by mobile. Conquer, we will command you. So that seemed interesting. I need to play the game today, because that's when we can play it on Android. So if you guys have an Android phone, when can you play it?
I believe
today. Oh man, that was just fun.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys are enjoying us doing that. We're certainly having a fun time. It's just fun to do. It's really freeing. Everyone, look at your screen right now, even if you're in bed, Taffy, and just repeat with us: 3, 2, 1. It's just fun. It's just fun. Oh, there you go. 1200, 1400. That's actually on par, honestly. Like, the
flagship phone.
Flagship phones are sitting at that price today. It's a good feeling, see? It's a good feeling. See?
Thank you, guys.
Oh, man. It's just a fun thing to do.
You grit your teeth.
You just grit your teeth, and you can just do it whenever you want. In fact, you could actually do it today. Is that Yoda?
Yeah.
Today? Okay, so cool game.
Yeah,
maybe.
I like that. I first commented that it was a really small map and it was static. I'm like, oh, that's kind of shit. But I like how they slowed down all the units to make it feel like it was going to like more strategic.
Yes, yeah.
So
but yeah,
it
was enough.
Yeah,
because I think if they started adding scrolling around and doing that sort of stuff, I don't know. I don't think it was necessary for this.
Yeah, that's so
good. This happens when we're delirious. Okay.
After CNC.
SOS, yeah. No, CNC. Then we got a video of unrealistic gameplay, which really jarringly entered into real gameplay at the end.
You're like, oh, you're
like, oh, hey guys, just over here, please. I mean, they have to do it.
Yeah, of course.
They have to do it.
They got to get your mind working. What was after that? Delirious is a real problem.
I think there was some sports for a bit.
And that was the football.
That was the awkward football bit. Oh man,
I can't believe that whole thing was just.
That was just really. Okay, and then I think it went into Anthem. I think pretty much that's the only one I care about after everything that was there.
Yeah.
Unless we missed something, guys, but I'm pretty sure Anthem was the next big one.
I think so. Yeah.
I recorded a video, but I don't know how to put it on the screen.
That's all right. We're enough.
we're enough for you guys. Yeah, so what do you reckon? There was a lot of looping. Oh, Star Wars. Yes.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars, that's right. That's kind of exciting for me.
Let's talk about Star Wars before we get to Anthem. I think we'll close up with Anthem like they did. Yes, not a lot said.
No, not at all. But that's good. Gives us a little taste in between 3 and 4.
Not a Battlefront game. In between 3 and 4, so they've got a lot of creative license there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So I like that. If it's not Battlefront, that's good. Will it have a stronger single-player experience, potentially?
I reckon. I'm wondering if it's on par with like the Force Awakens and stuff. I still haven't played that.
Just
not Force Awakens.
We're gonna
Force Unleashed.
We're gonna be recording a podcast today. That is Mech actually suggested the subject matter, and it was really because actually something we were thinking about as well.
Yeah, we feel very strongly about.
Yeah, so. We feel like a lot of, and we're not going to talk about it now because we'll talk about it in the podcast because it will take at length. We feel like a lot of these really big single-player experiences and franchises are turning into multiplayer online permanent franchises that then no longer get single-player campaigns or games anymore. So that's what our podcast is going to be talking about. It'll probably be out, if not today, then maybe tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll look forward to that, and we'll have a chat about that. It'll be interesting. We'll have plenty of examples. But yeah, so if this Star Wars game isn't that will be refreshing. But there's a worry that, because there was not much detail, it could be that it's just another permanent online game.
I really hope not.
I really hope it's not that.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. I don't want to talk about it too much because there just wasn't much there. You get to wield a lightsaber, it's very dark.
Cool.
It's coming out next year.
All I can think of, what I'm hoping for is like Jedi Knight Academy or whatever.
Yes.
Like those types of games.
A return to...
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And that had like first and third person as well.
Yes, it did. That was a really, really good game. That would be amazing. I would be very on board for that. Even if there's elements of that, I'd be on board for that.
Yeah.
But one thing that would really break my heart is Jedi Knight Academy style characters. Yeah. Just imagine like Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber running up to an enemy, hitting it, and then numbers coming up.
I had the same thought.
Combo, critical, combo. Like, doesn't that just make something inside of you die?
You're like, cool, you're quantifying the damage I'm having in a number, and I'm just there hacking and slashing away. I need to upgrade my lightsaber. I need to get new crystals to level it up.
What's Luke's AoE damage?
Yeah, exactly right.
Bring in Princess Leia as a support character. Like, that would be terrible.
I don't want to even talk about it.
So, yes, see? How bad is that? Like, we just brought you up with Jedi Academy, and then we just fucking destroyed you.
We just
really, really concerned that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And actually, Metric Dunn just said that it was almost done with a single-player game, and then it was adjusted to today's market. That sentence terrifies me. Okay, let's move on before we get really upset.
Please.
So,
Anthem.
Okay, Anthem. I have to say, before we even start talking about it, okay. When she was talking about the story stuff, she was just mentioning elements of doing an MMO. That's all she was saying. She's like, oh, yeah, and, you know, the concept of the game, it really gives us the opportunity to add new events that happen in the story, or build out a character that you really like, or do this sort of stuff. I was like, yeah, okay, so, cool. World of Warcraft, Destiny, any single MMORPG that's ever existed, like, of course. Like, that's just a thing. Like, that's every single game. Like, you said nothing. You just talked about absolutely nothing. Like, that is exactly what is going to happen in those games.
Yeah.
You're going to build out the story, a new event happens, one of these characters gets more screen time based on people that liked it. Like, that's what happens in MMORPGs.
Yeah.
You just advance the story around so you can build out more content. Like, she said nothing. And actually, everything she said nothing. So, okay, and then we saw a lot of looping videos in the background. I don't feel like this game's very close to finish, although apparently it is. When we saw the gameplay, that was when I actually was like, oh, thank God, like, there is something there. Because there was a lot of fluff.
I was going to say, before then, there was a lot of like concept images.
Concept art, and the same video playing. And we were both looking at each other going, how far along is this game? Yeah, it's interesting. Yes, me too, Taff, and that's what I want to talk about. Taffster.
Taffster.
So, okay.
Yeah, that sucked. That sucked so much. Man.
Yeah, I was actually fine with like keep the monetization to vanity.
Yeah,
like Destiny did. Like that's good. That's exactly where it should be. People love spending money on stuff like that. You know, prominent streamers and things like that like doing it because then they look different. And like that's fine. Like that's okay. Like that is completely fine because it does not affect us. And that's exactly how it should be, and I think they're going to be very careful with loot boxes, especially since they like for at least the next year or two, they're going to like pump the brakes on that stuff because anything they do, they're going to be so closely watched.
They're scrutinized like crazy.
So, which makes sense. So that's fine. Now, which is actually what we said in our podcast as well. Like we thought that's what makes sense.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe on SoundCloud now.
Ooh, dang.
So, okay, that's cool. The characters seemed really interesting. I liked that. The gameplay looks pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of big numbers coming up, which I usually don't like, but I could see that the bullets and missiles were actually connecting.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of games where, like, I don't like Final Fantasy. Sorry, but the new ones, the Final Fantasy, I don't like it because you do this, and you don't even really hit the enemy properly, and then just numbers come up, and like the hitboxes look shit. You get hit by things, you don't get knocked back properly. Like it doesn't feel visceral.
I was about to say, not very visceral.
Whereas this feels like everything you do actually does have like a physical impact.
Yeah.
Which is cool. The environments looked amazing. The single player sections, like visually, looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
They looked so real. So not Andromeda. So obviously that team went across there to do that. And so a few of the guys on the stream were mentioning that the single player thing seemed interesting. I agree, but I'm worried that let's put together a real scenario for a second here, like a real scenario. You're playing online with me, I'm playing online, some of the guys are stream, like we got 4 people, we're in a group. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We go out and we do a mission. Great. We're all together for the mission.
Mm-hmm.
We finish the mission, but we're at different levels of the single player campaign. Mm-hmm. And the part that I'm at is a very long part where there's a long, single player section. There's a really interesting area there. I've got to interact with a few characters, do a few things. Whereas you're at a section where you just kind of need to go to the market and trade a few things.
Yeah.
And so I'm going through this amazing single player experience, but then over voice chat, I'm getting Baz going, hey man, like, you ready to go? We're ready for the next mission.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, like, I'm actually through this. And then I rush through the single player experience, which is the part that I really care about, just so that I can get back to playing with the group.
Yeah, exactly right.
What do you think about that? Because what do you guys think? Because I feel like
that's concerning.
That's the thing. That's
very concerning.
That's what happened when I was playing Destiny. Like, when I played it by myself, which I actually caught the entire game by myself because it was so stupidly easy. Like, it was like unbearably easy. Like, I got to the top level very quickly, and like I was playing casually.
Destiny 2?
Destiny 2.
Okay.
Like, probably 4 days of playing 2 or 3 hours at a time.
Wow.
I got to the top level. Not top light or anything like that, but just top level. It's just too easy.
Yeah.
But whenever I was playing online with people, like, I skipped the story entirely, and we just went straight into the battle.
Yeah, you have to. Not everyone's going to wait for you to enjoy your experience. They're going to be like, come on, man, I've done this millions of times.
Exactly.
I want to get into it.
And that's what I'm kind of worried about. So it will be... I'm sure that they've done a lot of effort in balancing it out, but will we ourselves balance it out?
Yeah, exactly right. Another concern I had was, like, say, if we're different parts of the story, how's that going to sync up? Like, you're advancing one person's story because they go back and, they've done the mission or whatever. You help them get up to it. And then, like, what can they join your party if you're further in the story? Are they going to be too low of a level? Like, how will that work?
Well, the way Destiny tackled that was you play through the lowest story members game.
Okay.
And so, like, I don't know how this game will tackle it. It could be differently, but I believe Destiny tackled it that, like, if I joined one of my friends who was a higher level, he could only play missions that were at my level.
Gotcha.
Or I could join his missions and, like, temporarily become part of his story.
Oh.
Which was crap, though, because then I was playing stuff that I hadn't seen yet. And then I'd come back out and I couldn't do... I think Destiny 1 did that. I don't know how Destiny 2 removed that.
Okay.
But, good question. I don't know how they'll answer it. But yeah, that's what I'm a little worried about. But like Taffy said, I'm completely the same. Like, I'm a little antisocial as well. And very, very happy for... they never actually... They divided up the room, and I feel like no one was cheering, and then they just never went back to it.
Yeah.
They were never like, well done, blue side, because everyone was like, whatever.
Yeah. How'd you go? Yeah, it's good. How'd you go? I built a tank. All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of... Anthem reminds me a lot of Warframe. You never played that, did you?
No, I remember you telling me about it. Is that the first thing we ever talked about on the GameStormers?
Yeah, it was.
It was the second video we recorded that we never published.
Yeah. Oh, damn. What have you been playing?
We got 16 minutes into it. Literally 16 minutes.
And
then the camera burnt out because the SD card was overheating. And then we didn't get back to it, recorded something else, and that ended up being our actual second video.
Yeah.
And we're like, we'll come back and we'll finish it. And we never did. Because we bought microphones and stuff afterwards. So there was a disconnect in quality.
It could not go back.
Yeah, okay.
Third person, party based, 4 people in a party, and you sort of the same sort of thing. You'll have like a hub where it's your thing.
Yeah.
And then
this is very Destiny that you're describing.
Yeah. And then like, I want to do this mission. All right, finding team for a mission.
Yeah.
4 people go to play the mission.
Yeah, very much the same. So like they've definitely not
innovated.
Well, maybe they have. Maybe the single player is isolated.
Hopefully.
And I'd love to see that. You know, I'd be curious to see how it plays out. But look, all right, guys, on the chat, let's just get a consensus because I feel like we already kind of know where we're going. Banana, if you prefer single player games, and Potato, if you prefer multiplayer games. I think I know the answer. I'm Banana. Me, Banana, single player. Banana.
See, like, I'd probably be a plantain because you see, I'm like Conker, Banato.
Banato.
Because it's like tomato.
Yeah, you say Banato, I say tomato.
Because, like, well,
yeah,
maybe just nana and all up. Because, like, yeah, so just real quick, what a plantain is it's a banana shape, but it tastes like potato.
No, I'm with you, but let me. Is that actually a thing?
That is absolutely
a thing.
Oh, shit, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I've got one at home and I need to cook it and it's gone bad.
Let me. I know the guys that are in the middle, no Switzerland's. If one of those game experiences had to be stopped forever...
Banana.
There you go. That's what I thought. And I feel like these guys are probably the same. So that's interesting. No, I'm with you guys. I love playing with friends, but I also like having games that have a full single-player experience. Like Detroit Become Human, we have all been having so much fun playing that because it's just a self-contained, immersive story. And there's no bullshit. You know, there's no people running in and loot boxes and like it's just all separate from that, and you just get like a movie quality experience.
Yeah.
And it's just isolated. And we are like we're getting into our podcast a little bit because we are concerned that that's going to disappear.
Yeah, exactly right.
Moving on. So overall, what do you think?
Not as bad as I thought.
Did they handle the apology of Battlefront 2 well?
Somewhat. Like they did admit that they didn't get it right.
I do like it was the first thing they said when they talked about Battlefront. Yeah. Do you reckon, I don't know. The guy walked out and he was sort of like resigned. Like his tone of voice, like even before he got to the apology, like he knew that that's what he was going to say. Because he was like, "Hey guys, it's me from Star Wars Battlefront, and we fucked up."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was good that they really did. They didn't address it, but they did identify that they did have a misstep. And they are trying to work hard to minimize that damage. Like, I'm still not going to buy it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, do you guys think it was enough that you'll flip the coin and buy it? Have any of you guys actually bought it, Battlefront 2? Some of that stuff looked really cool. It's something that I would like to play, but
like on principle, you just
on principle, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know if it's enough. Like, don't make the mistake in the first place. Taffy's got it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is it good? Do you enjoy it?
Do you enjoy it? You bought it when it first came out. J-Mac. Alright, okay. Also,
Mick, where you can find a video review of The Last Guardian. Next on the menu is The Last Guardian. There you go.
We've come a long way, actually.
We have come a very long way.
We've come a long way.
Do you know, I missed the cardboard. First Take Barry.
I still have it.
Oh, good.
Somewhere.
What?
When I packed up the house, I kept it, I think, and I put it somewhere. First Take Barry.
Oh yeah, PS2 Battlefront, so good. Did you know you can blow like all the hero people over the edge of the map with a rocket launcher?
Could you?
You can blow them off edges and stuff and kill them instantly, or blow them out of the map.
Yeah, you could.
You know, I'm gonna blow you out of the map, baby.
Alright, so we'll probably finish up in about at 6 a.m. So, Watch Dogs.
I certainly do, especially the pet shop.
So, are you happy with everything they announced? Was there anything that you would have liked to have seen? There was no mention of Skate 4.
Yeah, that was a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
I was never into it. I bought Skate 3 on the Xbox 360, but the disc was so scratched I couldn't play it. Mainly because like the physics is so robust in it, you can just do whatever the hell you want. Like it's you can like pick up your skateboard and throw it at people.
Can you?
You can. And then they ragdoll and stuff. It's fantastic.
That's great. Yeah, look, when I was setting up the stream, there was people going nuts, going Skate 4, Skate 4, Skate 4, because there was a leak that the title was in one of those store things, but it obviously was bullshit. So it must have been them guessing what sort of games were going to come out and setting up pre-orders in advance, which I know companies do.
Shit.
So yeah, that wasn't mentioned. Other than that, I think they kind of handled everything that I wanted to hear about that day. Yeah.
There's nothing else they really might have missed out on.
Yeah, for now. Interesting.
And it wasn't as stilted as, I guess, last year. Like, there was still some uncomfortable bits, like the girl sort of missing the mark, like Meg said, with the, all I care about is the pink.
But like that was her personal truth, perhaps. And I'm sure that there are some people watching that do connect with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it was a little because it was very dismissive. It was like, oh, cool. I guess we've handled the loot box problem. Moving on.
Exactly right. Hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, it seemed to be a pretty good presentation. Like I actually quite enjoyed a large portion of it. Some of it was awkward, like the
was it the Madden section? That particular section was terrible.
Yeah.
There's always one, but I think they handled it pretty well. Like the whole thing in general was pretty good. Like you didn't have that. Oh, I'm a YouTube creator, like that guy.
Yeah, that's
oh
like
man, that was so bad.
Need for speed. Yeah, payback.
Yeah, payback. Yeah. And the other guy had to come in.
Yeah, like hey, buddy,
get the fuck out of here. Why'd we invite you? Yeah.
Hey Nick. I mean Steve. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Okay. Cool. That's kind of all I had to say for now. To be very honest, this is actually the one that I was probably like least excited about.
Yeah, well, you think EA's like shit? What are they gonna bullshit us with now?
It's just because I've been feeling the cringe fest. Oh man, that was like a lot of fun to watch because of how bad it was. We were both like,
literally
what the hell is going
no.
on? But yeah, like I wasn't that excited for EA because I've been feeling very negatively towards them because of what they do with Battlefront. So I think based on that, good outcome.
Yeah.
Because I come away feeling like there's some pretty cool games coming out, and I feel like they've addressed what people were talking about. It's still like a way to go before I trust them, that they're going to think about us first.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're on a path where they kind of have to do that. Yeah, Just Cause 4 wasn't mentioned either, so there's a few things that were expected that weren't talked about. Yeah, interesting.
Not too disappointed about it, honestly. Don't really care too much about the Just Cause. I got number 3, and it never engaged me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I liked explosions and stuff, but
all right.
I also like real quick that they humanized it more. Like they didn't have as many business type people, except like the main
one
dude.
Guy. Oh, great. Great. What did he say?
Strong game.
Strong brand. Strong
this game's really strong or something.
Strong.
And I was like, fuck.
Like,
that's when I just like went.
Yeah.
I am completely.
It did pull me out a bit.
Yeah. That's because it was such a heartfelt game, and so grassroots indie game.
Yeah.
Like, this is so relatable. And it's like, strong game.
And like, strong title, maximum profit.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, moving on.
Investment. Yeah.
We've got some great purchases. games for coming out. Yeah, ground now. Yeah, purchase games. Yes.
Yeah.
We at EA really care about games. Yeah, that was a little bit jarring.
If it wasn't for him, like the main business dude who talked about the donations and stuff, he was okay.
Yeah,
like, you could tell he was in a higher up position and was more businessy, but he still seemed...
He handled his written lines well.
Exactly right, yeah. He seemed like a person rather than a manager.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they did really well with that.
Alright, we're probably going to finish now, otherwise we're just going to ramble for 4 more minutes.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching and you haven't already liked the video, please click the like button. It's about...
It looks like this.
There.
No, like
it's
this.
over there, isn't it? I don't know, it's somewhere down there.
And you go... And it goes blue.
And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Join us on our Discord, join us on our Facebook, because you can actually join the conversation after the videos. We have podcasts as well, which we basically take longer form conversations. Banana that button today! Today!
Banana bar.
And we will see you tomorrow, where we're covering all of the E3 conferences for tomorrow. So every single event, we'll be joining half an hour early. We'll have a pre-chat, and then we'll do similar to what we're doing now. We'll have a wrap-up. Some really cool stuff. Bethesda.
Oh, give me the Fallout 76, I think.
And Microsoft's really, really, really curious to see what Microsoft does. Because, yeah.
They've done some exciting stuff in the past.
Xbox has been...
meh.
At the moment.
Meh.
So they need to fix it today because it's becoming a problem. And Fallout 76, I need to find out what that is. I'm playing Fallout 4 right now. I was playing it last night before I went to bed. It's just a good game. Like, I need to see more of it. Alright, we're gonna go.
Alright,
bye guys.
See ya, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, exactly.
Normally say good
morning.
night.
That's so weird.
We will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye bye.
Bye everybody.
Tomorrow.